Hello, everybody. I am Demetra Kaye, and I hope that you are having a great day. I should say that you can find me here Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Central Time on the African Diaspora News Channel. Again, Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Central Time. And then, of course, on my own channel, you can find me at the Demetra Kaye Show on Facebook and YouTube Sunday through Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central Time, where it would always be my pleasure to have a great conversation with you. So just really quick, we are going to be talking about a Latino Democrat by the name of Hugo Soto-Martinez that sits on the Los Angeles City Council. Well, he wants to give illegal immigrants the right to vote in local Los Angeles elections. You heard it right. So we're going to get into that in just a few. Albie Chill, how you doing? King Noble in the building. Hope you're doing well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. I know usually I like to wait for everybody to come on in, but I'm gonna just get started so I can get done sooner, so I can have conversations with y'all in the comment section. So anyway, what had happened is again, a city council member by the name of Hugo Soto-Martinez wants to give illegal immigrants the right to vote in local elections there in Los Angeles. I'm going to show y'all a video real quick of him kind of explaining what he's trying to do. And then I'm going to get a little bit more into the weeds with it. So here we go.
Is that we have folks living in this country who've been here 20 years. They've started a family. They pay their taxes. Many of them are homeowners. But they don't have a say over the policies that affect their children and their families on any given day. The motion only asks to seek to explore whether we want to head in that direction. I think the details of who's going to be involved, how we're going to do it, all that needs to get sussed out.
Okay. So again, you heard him say, why they should be able to have the right to vote, but I'm going to get into it just a little bit more detail. So his main argument is that he says many non-citizens, including undocumented immigrants, live, work, and raise families and pay taxes in Los Angeles, but have no say in local decisions that affect their daily lives, like school, policing, and city services. He's proposing that voters consider changing the city charter so Los Angeles could eventually allow non-citizens to vote in local, not federal, elections such as city council or school board races. Now, he frames it as a fairness and a representation issue. If people contribute to the city, they should have a voice. He also tied it to protecting immigrant communities, especially during increased immigration enforcement and political pressure. This will not apply to federal elections, which it is illegal under federal law. The proposal is in its early stages and would still need voter approval and additional steps to become reality. The bottom line is he believes local voting rights should be based on community participation and impact, not just citizenship status. While critics argue it undermines the meaning of citizenship and voting rights. Okay, now I want to get just a tiny bit into who he is exactly. Before I get to that, it should be said that there are some cities in America that illegal immigrants, or as they say, undocumented, can vote, like in New York. Let's see, in 2021, they passed a law to let non-citizens, including some undocumented immigrants, vote in municipal elections. However, this law was struck down by court, so it's not currently in effect. Maryland and a couple of their municipalities, they can vote in some things. Now it says these laws generally allow all non-citizen residents, which can include undocumented immigrants. Voting is limited in city-level elections, only like the mayor and council. San Francisco, they allow non-citizen parents, guardians, regardless of immigration status, to vote in school board elections only. This is one of the clearest examples that includes undocumented immigrants. Then Oakland, they approved, but it's not fully implemented. Voters approved a measure to allow non-citizens to vote in school board elections. Implementation has been slow, but the policy direction is similar in San Francisco. So there are some, right? Now, regarding Mr. Hugo, he is a Los Angeles City council member, District 13, and they're right now in campaign season. Okay, he was elected in 2022, so he ain't been there that long. Okay, just keep that in mind. Now, before politics, he was a labor union organizer with hotel workers unions, Unite Here, Local 11. Politically, he's aligned with the Democrat Party and is also associated with the Democratic Socialists of America, placing him on the more progressive left wing of local politics. He was born and raised in Los Angeles, growing up in a working class immigrant household. His parents were Mexican immigrants who worked as street vendors. As a teenager, he left high school and started working at 16 to help support his family after his father became disabled. Now, it says Soto-Martinez has openly said that his parents were undocumented at one point. He often references this in his policy position, saying his parents worked hard, paid taxes, and raised the family, but had no political voice for many years until becoming a citizen. He has also said growing up, there was always underlying concern about deportation or family separation, which shaped how he views immigration policy today. Okay, so that's just a brief synopsis of him. So basically, he is saying that I want to make it so that illegal immigrants. I listen. Okay, this is what I have learned to be called newspeak. Right, it's where you can no longer say that it's illegal immigrants. Right, you have to now say undocumented. Just like now, you can't call people homeless. Even though that's what it is, you have to say they're unhoused, right? So that's what it means when it's new speak, right? We have to say new words because the older words that we were saying forever, you can't say those anymore. It's because it's unkind, right? Or we don't like the way that sounds, so we have to change it. But what it is what it is, right? It's illegal immigration. So he's basically saying that illegal immigrants need the right to vote. They need a voice because they work, they pay taxes, and they're a part of our city, right? Now, of course, y'all remember last year when ICE went running through there and, everybody was up in arms because ICE was looking for undocumented people, which there are a lot, especially in Los Angeles. So you really saw a lot of politicians, ICE out of LA, back off and all this other stuff. So he said, hey, we want them to be able to vote. Again, his background includes his parents who came here illegally. Okay, now it sounds like they're here legally now, but in the video, he says, basically there's people who's been here maybe 20 years, and it's like, wait a minute now. You've been here 20 years. As he said, they might own a house and you've been here 20 years and you ain't thought to get your citizenship. Why don't they ever want to have that conversation? I'm just asking. Well, why is that glossed over in the larger scheme of things, right? While he's sitting up there saying, hey, I want to get make it so where illegal immigrants can vote. How come they never really say, well, you know what? The real conversation is, one, they're here illegally. How do we forget that part? Okay. And that you're here illegally. And a lot of y'all have been here for a very long time. What's taking you so long to get your paper? They never want to talk about that. They want to go right to where I think they should vote. Why? Okay. Now, it should be said that opponents, which there are a lot of them, are saying, excuse me, voting is for the rights of citizens, not people who are not citizens, not people who came over here illegally. Now, I know some people don't like the way I speak or what I'm saying. I'm just telling it the way it is. A lot of people are saying, why should they have the rights that citizens have? Okay. Yeah, you're saying they pay taxes and they work and they do all these other things, but you're still forgetting that they came over here and they broke the law. Okay? Because there's a lot of things that you and I cannot do illegally and keep on making it. And nobody's going to come to our rescue and say, well, forget all of that. I know they broke the law, but they should still be able to do A, B, C, and D. Up until a while ago, and still in some places, right? if you have a felony, you can't vote. I know they're starting to change it here and there, but think about that. There are some places that felons cannot vote, but a person coming over here to break the law, right? Coming over here crossing the border without permission is breaking the law. You got people who are fighting for them to have the right to vote. But let me say this as well. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at Mr. Soto-Martinez. You know why? Because that's what you are supposed to do when you get in political office. You are supposed to wield the power to help your people, right? You know what does bother me is that our so-called black leadership, when they're misleadership, right? And there's a lot of this is, self-appointing. Oh, I'm the black leader. Who told you that? Okay, but anyway, ours are supposed to do that, but they don't. You know what they do? We've been over some of these things before. And I'm just going to stay in LA, okay? I could be all over the United States, but we ain't got that kind of time. Where do we want to go first, okay? I want to show you what our political black leaders do for everybody else, and then what they do for us. You ready? Here we go.
Mayor Bass.
Any comment, Mayor Bass?
Thank you.
Mayor Bass, any comment?
Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
They will be leaving soon.
Mayor, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
The head of customs.
Wow.
Also, we're going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. It's a couple $100. I don't know the exact amount.
You heard her, right? That's Mayor Karen Bass, who is up for re-election this year, and it's a hotly contested race, I shall say. A lot of people do not like the job that she did as her first term as a mayor. Now, y'all might remember she was also a congresswoman for many years, and then she went back to Los Angeles to become a mayor again. People do not like the job that she's doing, but that was last year, where she said that she wanted to give illegal immigrants Angelino cards because they were afraid to go outside due to all of the ICE raid activity that was taking place there in June, again, of last year. And she says, just a couple of $100, but this is going to help them in a sense, pay for food or whatever it is. Never mind that there's a lot of homeless black folks out there in Los Angeles who are sleeping on streets. And I showed y'all, and I think y'all seen it all over, where there was a black woman that was coming out of the doggone gutter because that's what she slept in, the sewer drainage area of Los Angeles. They showed her climbing out of that. That's where she slept. But yet there's Karen Bass, who was talking about giving an Angelino card. Now she says, it comes from private donors. I don't care if it came from Mickey Mouse. Why are they getting money and they're here illegally, right? See, again, they want to gloss over that. They want to fight for that. But you know what Karen Bass is doing for Black Angelinos? Well, I wish I could show you a video, but there isn't one. But I did my due diligence and I looked 2024. So she was talking about some sort of reparations for Black Angelinos. Of course, it's the same old education, fair housing. And, we want to close the wealth gap with, things like that, but nothing substantial. And then so she was supposed to roll something out. They talked about it a little bit last year in 2025, but as of now, it's just crickets, right? This little thing that they did, it's along with HR 40 there at the federal levels collecting dust, but she didn't do anything. She didn't talk about an Angelino card as far as reparations for Black Los Angelinos or none of that. Nothing. This is a study, right? They did a study, to carrot, on the stick to Black folks. Hey, we got a study. You just keep on waiting. You keep hope alive, right? You keep hoping that we change our mind. All of that. So I don't have a video to show you or anything like that of what she's done. Okay, I'm not talking about what she wants to do, right? Because I want to live on a mansion on a beach somewhere, right? I want to, eat all the things that I want and not gain any weight, but I can't, okay? We're talking about the things that she's done. You see that she gave an Angelino card to illegal immigrants, nothing for Black folks, okay? Where else should we go? And none of this stuff is new to y'all, right? Some of it might be. Let's go to this guy here. This is what he's doing. and then you're going to see what he's done for us. You ready?
Three kinds of people in this country. People who were stolen from their land, people who exist on stolen land, and the original caretakers of this land. That's why immigration policy has been so difficult. But for the last 50 years, it's been rooted in humanity. It's been rooted in keeping families whole and together and recognizing the dignity of work and asylum seekers and people trying to live a better life and contribute to this great country. That's not what we saw here the other day. There are 22 families who still don't know where their loved ones are. There are 2 who have been deported. There are 2 who are in Texas. This was violent.
This is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking. And he's trying to block my access here. Why are you so upset?
You vote for 3 strikes. You put black folks in prisons, but
here
now
for
you
3
want to be a
strikes.
reparations person. But you won't vote for the bill.
We should.
I
we should
supported the
have a
bill all
conversation.
session.
Then bring the bill.
Will you vote for the bill, Mr.
Bring the
Senator?
bill.
Will you vote for the bill?
Bring it up.
Will you vote for reparations?
Bring it
I
up.
would love it.
Bring it up.
Let's vote for reparations
Bring
together.
it up. Bring it up.
You in, Bill?
Bring it up.
I didn't think so.
Bring it up. I'll vote for it. Bring it up. I'll vote for it.
Okay. So again, that was Assemblyman Isaac Bryan, who is also up for re-election, and he is being challenged by a good brother by the name of Billion Godson, who is out there doing the work. Los Angeles, the 55th district. If you live out there, please give him a vote. Again, brother Billion Godson, and I'm going to talk about him more and more as it gets closer. But yeah, that was Isaac Bryan. Y'all, and listen, there was so much footage of him, especially last year when ICE was out there in Los Angeles. He's out there, he's marching, and basically leave him alone, right? They're trying to run off ICE, and he's on the news every 5 seconds talking about, they need to leave these immigrants alone. They're part of our community, and right? All this other stuff. And then, of course, y'all saw him. He's part of the California Legislative Black Caucus. That was him at the end, sabotaging reparations for Black California descendants of slavery, had his arms crossed, and he got caught as everybody was hoping that they would either put the bills to Governor Gavin Newsom to pass or veto. And they said, we're not going to do neither. We're going to make sure Big Daddy Gavin Newsom don't have to answer to the Negroes here in California, but they got busted, right? So while they're running around, that's what our leadership does, right? This is what I'm telling you, I'm showing what they do. They run around and they help all the other communities. Us, well, we got to wait and see. Oh, it's a multi-year study. It's like, listen, bald head sucker. I'm talking about Isaac Bryan, okay? Y'all was already doing the study. Since 2020? So that was a multi-year study already. I spent millions of dollars. It came out that Black Californians, because that's what I am, okay? Descendants of slavery should get $1.2 million apiece. But y'all didn't see fit to do that. For whatever reason, it's a multi-year study. We got to keep on waiting and seeing and keep on keeping on to see what we could keep on, keeping the carrot dangling in front of you. We got to keep on waiting to see how long we could keep on waiting, Black America. I mean, that's what I hear in my head, right? Y'all don't want to be inside of my head sometimes, but that's what I hear in my head. We're going to keep on playing games with these Black Americans. But when it come time to vote, then we'll mention something, right? We'll talk about, okay, how about a crown act? You can wear your hair. I guess that's a good thing. I can wear my hair like this to white people's jobs, and they still going to have a problem with it. But legally speaking, I can wear my hair like this. I ain't got to put no permanent on it or none of that other stuff. I don't care, okay? We can also get an apology. Oh, we did out there in California. We got an apology. Sorry. That's what we got. Okay, you ain't getting no money. The Freedmen's Bureau, none of that other stuff. They'll talk about things here and there, but guess what? It's not even in the fine print because they know most of us won't read it, but I will. A lot of the stuff that they propose for Black Americans, it says others. It does. It says others and other groups and, minorities. It has all that stuff. It said ain't nothing that really for us, right? So that's another thing that our misleadership, what they do, they go help everybody else and they with us, okay? Now, of course, I know I love me some Auntie Maxine. I really do. I think she's a cute old lady at this point. I think she is, well, not past her time like on earth, I don't think, but she's past her time as a politician. But here's something that happened last year as well.
Just say this. They are targeting our leadership, both in the Latino community and in the Black community. And while they're targeting them and following them, I'm on the street and I'm following ICE and I'm targeting ICE. And I went to the deportation center. We are resisting. And I want to tell you, you are seeing the biggest coming together of the Black and brown community that we've seen in this city ever. We are organized. We are coalescing with each other, and we're going to fight together. And the question that you're asking, the protest must continue. You must not stop. I'm protesting. I've been to 11 of them. I stay on the street, in the alleys, wherever I need to be.
Okay, that's just a small snippet of Auntie Maxine, who was done reclaiming her time at that time. But the more and more I play that clip, and I know a lot of y'all probably like, why does she keep showing us that clip? Because I'm never going to stop showing you these things, because we should never forget the foolishness that these Democrats do to Black Americans while helping everybody else. But again, the more and more I listen to that clip, I extract other things. I'm like, hey, you know what? She is right. There is a big, giant coalescing of the Black and brown community. She's right. I really kind of just hit me right now. She's right. There is Black and brown coalescing, okay? Whatever the hell that may even mean, okay? It's the Black misleadership getting together to help the brown. Did I ever tell you I was in public relations? I have a master's in public relations. And with that, you learn how to spin. Okay. And I think that's kind of what I did. I kind of put a spin on the Black and brown coalescing, because yes, Black misleadership, they get together with the brown leadership in the community and they help. Because right there, she was with the brown community, the leadership. That's again, they were going to LA, okay? Because that's where she's from. LA, and they were making this database so people could tell on ICE, and they're doing this and that, right? So yes, y'all remember, there is actually Black and brown unity. The Black misleadership got together with the brown to help them get everything they want while practicing benign neglect of your Black behind, okay? So when people say there's no Black and brown unity, say, oh yes, there is. And you tell them what I said, okay? So that's just a few examples of the things that our misleadership do. Okay. Oh, and I should say, I did look as well. Maxine, she was talking about some sort of, I couldn't put my finger on it. Something for Black Americans back in the day when she was a gangster, right? Like in the early 2000s and the 90s. Yeah, I'm going to Washington. Oh, yeah, we're going to get some reparations, right? She was talking like that, but then we ain't heard her. Maybe she forgot. I don't know. But 2022 was the last time she talked about something. It's more or less along the lines of a study for Black Americans. But other than that, she ain't talked about us like that. Except for the Black and brown coalescing. That was about it, but she ain't talking about getting us nothing. So we get a study. She's on board with the HR 40 on the federal level, the study of reparations. And I don't know if anybody's even studied anything there, but that's what we get from her. Okay. Now, of course, y'all know this whole little Voting Rights Act situation. I shouldn't deduce it to little. Okay. Little Voting Rights Act situation in Louisiana is taking place. Louisiana versus Callis, where Louisiana is basically saying, hey, you cannot rope off a section, gerrymander for lack of better words, a section for just Black folks. It's unconstitutional. So they took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court say, you know what, Louisiana, we agree with you. It is unconstitutional. So we got to get rid of all of that. So you have a lot of Black misleaderships and their shields and everybody running around. They're trying to take your right to vote. Y'all gotta go out there. They mad at Killer Mike now. They mad at gosh. They just mad at a lot of people. You gotta get out there and you gotta vote. Some Black lady I saw yesterday, she's trying to recall the governor. Sounds like he's up for re-election next year, maybe the end. I don't know. She's trying to recall him for what they have done and all this other stuff. And again, as the more and more I think about these things, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So they're trying to tell you, and Alabama's trying to do it too, and the fear of the Democrats is that this is going to spread, right? Where states are going to say, wait a minute, well, we got some black districts here. Maybe we should, get rid of them. And they can now because the Supreme Court says, yes, it's unconstitutional per the 14th Amendment, the equal protection part of that. Yeah, it violates that. So a lot of, southern states, the red states are saying we're going to get rid of it. Okay. So you have the Democrat misleadership. It's a lot going on in my head. A lot of Democrat misleadership saying, oh, they're trying to take your right to vote. No, they're not. You can still vote. You know what they're really saying? Come on now, we got to start listening. Like they're telling us, this is not esoteric. It's not hidden in a book or under a rock. They're telling us. What they're really saying is, hey, with this map being gone per se, that's roping off the black district, because they're saying, oh, they don't get to choose their own representation. Are black folks really being able to choose our own representation, or is it just kind of that way, right? Maxine Waters, she, at one point in time had a lot of black folks. Is she being chosen, or people just like disappointed? They don't show up. Like, is she just there, right? But they're really saying is, gosh, now I got to really fight for this job. Are y'all gonna make me work for this job? I gotta get it out the mud. You mean I can't just show up and just, I'm black, you're black, vote for me. You mean I can't do that no more? No. Right? Again, if you're black, you can still vote for these people. But what they're really saying is, oh, I might be out of a job. I might have to go find something else to do besides sit up and lie to black folks and go help everybody else. You mean I'm not going to be able to practice benign neglect of black Americans again? It's not going to be easy. No, it's not going to. That's what that's saying, right? So they're saying, I don't give a damn about the voters. I'm telling you what they're saying in a sense. They're not saying it like that. And behind closed doors, they don't give a damn about the voters in the map. They only care about keeping their job. That's all they care about, okay? Because if they cared about the voters in the map, more black voters would be like, oh, hell no. I'm going to show up anyway. Those black voters in that map, a lot of them are just disenfranchised. They're like, yeah, you've been my leadership or the lack thereof for 99 years, but you ain't did a damn thing for us. So why should we really get out there and vote for you? That's what I'm telling y'all. That's what they're afraid of, because you see it here in Texas. That's why Jasmine Crockett is out of a job. They did the whole redistricting here, and of course, California did it. So they took some Democrat seats in Texas, and California took some Republican seats, right? So Jasmine Crockett is out of a job. So they're saying, oh, we're going to be out of a job. So basically, what I'm saying is, the Latinos and everybody else, they fight to keep leadership that's doing something for them. Us, our misleadership wants us to fight to keep them to continue doing nothing for us. Think about it. Isn't that crazy? Why should we do that? Okay. And y'all know my favorite question that I like to always bring up is when they say, hey, they trying to, they got rid of the map. That makes me, in a sense, have a guaranteed job. Yeah, I need y'all to come out there and help me keep it. You need to say, WIFBA. And they're going to say, excuse me, what? WIFBA? What is that? It means what's in it for Black Americans. They're in Louisiana and potentially in Alabama. What's in it for us to show up to help you keep your job? Well, I'm black. You black. A chalkboard is black too, but do I vote for that? Bottom of my shoe is black. Do I vote for that? What are you going to do for me as a Black American if I give you my Black American vote? Are you going to do for me what you're doing for illegal immigrants? Or anybody else or anything else other than the Black American? Am I going to get that? Or are you going to keep on talking about a funky study for reparation that you never mean to come to fruition? Are you going to keep talking like that? Right? Or what have you been doing? You go ask most Black folks that live in these districts, what has your Black representation been doing for you? And then you can go somewhere like South Carolina. They may say, I've been getting the fish fry. You might say, is it good? No, I just show up to get it because that's all I could get is a fish fry from this cat, right? James Clyburn. But if you ask most people who live in these districts, what are you getting? Mm-hmm. I just told that since, they've been doing the job since 1991. And so I just vote for them. They got the biggest signs, they got the most commercials. And so if I do it, I just go because that's the name I know. But they ain't going to be able to tell you exactly, right? They might say, well, they trying, they working on it. But what tangibles are they delivering for you? Besides sitting up at press conferences, that's what the Congressional Black Caucus did the other day. They had my ears, I thought they were going to start bleeding. I took the liberty to listen to the Congressional Black Caucus for y'all. Right after this announcement came out of Louisiana from, the Supreme Court, they all got up there and they were bloviating. Oh, we got to keep fighting and we're going to keep fighting. All I heard was, wah, 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 wah. That's what I heard, right? And I heard a lot of black and minority. I heard some black and brown. I heard all of that. I'm like, wait. Again, y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all just listen to them, okay? Just stop listening to the shields because they gonna leave off that part, okay? If you just listen to these people talk, they'll tell you what their intentions are. At this Congressional Black Caucus meeting that they had after the Supreme Court decision, they said, oh, the black vote is in danger. Oh, they're trying to do this or not to the black vote. Then they turn around out of this side of their mouth and said, black and minorities or black and brown. The 1965 Voting Rights Act was not for no minorities. That was for us. See, they talk a good game. They lead off with, oh, the black people. Hey, black people. That's to keep us emotionally. Oh. But then they say brown or minorities. So we get this, right? That's what they give us. But ask yourself, when they saying anything about immigrants, do they say and black people, black Americans? I don't know. I don't hear everything. Y'all can help me. Do you all ever hear them saying when they out there in back alleys like Maxine Waters looking for ICE? Do you ever hear her say anything about, well, I'm looking for the popo that be roughing up black folks? That ain't went nowhere. Black people are still the most endangered group of people here in the United States of America. Do you ever hear them marry our issues with illegal immigrants or anybody else's community? You do not. But they take the opportunity to get up and these little funky waste of time press. I listen to them because that's just kind of my job. But I sit there on the couch with my glasses on. And I'm like, I really could have had a V8, but I got to listen to hear what they're saying because I know the shills aren't going to tell you all of that, right? But they'll never marry our issues together with anybody else. But they want us to, kumbaya, my Lord. They want us to do that when it comes to everybody else. So what I'm saying is, in short, I'm not mad at Hugo Soto-Martinez, the city council member there in Los Angeles, wanting to get voting rights for illegal immigrants. That's what he's going to do. His parents are illegal immigrants, so he's just trying to help them along. See, eventually they're going to be on all the boards. And mind you, he sits on the Los Angeles City Council that had Nuri Martinez and all the other ones that got caught talking bad about black folks and dark Mexicans, the Oaxacans, and calling people babies, monkeys. That's the same city council meeting he sits on. Eventually, shoot, it's going to be all of them up there, and they're going to get everybody and their mama that's illegal to be able to do whatever they want, right? So we need to start looking into people who's going to do something for us too. It's not only because people say, well, I can't just do anything that benefits black people now. We're not saying only, we're saying and too also. Okay, that's what we're saying. So I'm not mad at him, but I'm mad at us for continuing to vote for people who continue to show us and tell us, I'm not going to do a damn thing for you. I might lie and say that I am I'm not going to do nothing for you. But I need you to continue to vote for me. That's who I'm mad at. I'm mad at us because we don't say what's in it for black Americans. We're starting to, right? And they're starting to get it because we saw Kamala not too long ago. Get yours. Get yours. It should be transactional. So they're starting to listen. But the best way to get them to listen and take action is say, get somebody else to do it. Get the people y'all care the most about to help you. Maybe illegal immigrants could show up in Louisiana, I don't know, and vote for you. Okay. Now that this, in a sense, is kind of a cheat code for Black misleadership to continue to do more of nothing for Black folks, get them to show up to help you. Maybe they will. I don't know. It remains to be seen. So anyway, let me see what y'all. Yeah, I'll be chill. Get yours. Get yours. That just cracks me up. Oh, also, before I get into the comments section, y'all please come see me at the Columbus, Ohio Black Expo, along with the African Diaspora News Channel with Brother Phil, Sister Vicky, I believe Sister Emma will be there as well. But there's going to be food, music, and they set the vibe, and the vibe is very nice. You're going to hear from people like October London, Moni Love, Dead Press, and Loose Ends. Love me some loose ends. There's a lot of food and there's stuff for HBCUs and marching bands. Like, you do not want to miss this. But in order to do that, you have to go to OhioBlackExpo.com, OhioBlackExpo.com to get your tickets. Please and thank you. All right, now I'm back in the comments section. Then, of course, we have a little thing called the African Diaspora News Channel app. It's been scrolling down there at the bottom. If you got it, thank you so much. If you don't got it, please and thank you. Okay. Anyway, Gold Crown Eyes, how you doing? Troy, what's going on with you? Mike, nice in the building. How are you? Yoshi Matthews, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Albert Chills, as I seen white liberals upset about this, which was surprising. I don't know why they're upset. They get to vote the way they want. Everybody gets to vote the way they want to vote, right? It's not stopping you from voting. You know, I think that the Black misleadership should have to work to keep their job. They should have to be like, whoo, I don't know if I'm going to make it this time. I hope they come. No, you should have to fight for that, okay? And if you're doing a great job, and listen, let me also concede something else. I'm not saying the Republicans ain't up to some foolishness. They probably are. Is there some racism involved? Absolutely, 100%. But again, Black misleadership, it's time for you to get on your square and do for the people who put you there the most as well, right? So yeah, Tyson, how you doing? He says, I disagree with Mr. Martinez's idea too. I don't think that illegal immigrants should show up to vote, but who gonna stop them? Who gonna check them, boo? Who gonna check them? Again, I just showed you our Black misleadership, especially there in Los Angeles, they running around helping him. Do you not think they don't agree with him? I guarantee you they probably agree with him. You're right. I mean, hell, Karen Bass, the mayor there, she gave him money. And when I say them, I mean illegal immigrants. So you don't think they agree with them? Yeah, they agree with them. I don't agree with it, but they do. I'm quite sure they do. I'm waiting for the video to say, hey, Mr. Hugo, hell no. Okay, they illegal immigrants shouldn't be able to vote here. Elevated engineering, what's going on? It says broke into the country and now want to vote in elections. Insane. It is insane, but in some places I illustrated they do it to some degree, right? Spunk Onion, how you doing? It's an interesting name. It says, they are illegal. Come on, Cali, you better step up. It remains to be seen. It really does. We'll find out in November, right? Infamously, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. You say, oh, hell no. King Noble says American citizens can't go to other countries and vote, but they want them to do it here. He says, oh, they've been here. They've been here for 20 years. They bought homes and all kind of. You mean you bought a home and you couldn't take yourself to get your citizenship? McQueen, how you doing? Says, I'm sick of these illegal immigrants coming over here with that entitled mindset, thinking they're going to change stuff. Take yourselves home. I say that. Well, I mean, wouldn't you go somewhere if they open the doors and say, come on, you come get all you can get. You got people, politicians who are going to romp and stomp for you. You're going to get an Angelino card with money, and you get a phone. It's going to have an app on it to tell you where to go, who to go talk to. And then you can get some housing and shelter. And wouldn't you go there? I would. I sure would. I'd get my little duffel bag and I'd head right on over there. I surely would until the gig is up. D, what's going on with you? He says, no way, Jose. Slap Trap, what's going on? Says illegal immigrants not in white areas. No, again, when they came over here, they said you could go to the south side of Chicago, you could go to places in New York, y'all could set all up and over there, mostly in black communities and your black misleadership. Go to them. They'll fight for you, they'll help you. Okay. Like Mayor Brandon Johnson, which I hope Chicagoans make him a one-term mayor, but he'll help you, he'll fight or crash out, he'll cuss out Trump. Him and JB Pritzker, who's the governor, they'll fight. Yeah, y'all go over there to the black communities and they'll help you. Brandon, how you doing? Says Mexicans are white. Well, some of them think that they're white. Are they really? Or are they just saying they're white? Elle, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Darnell, what's going on? Says they think California belongs to Mexico. Well, I guess historically speaking, yeah. But it doesn't now. I guess that now, because if we believe that the mother of civilization was a black woman, doesn't Earth belong to black people? Maybe that was a reach. I don't know. Fountain Media, what's going on? Says Democrats are a disgrace to this country. I will never vote for a Democrat again. They've never done a damn thing for our communities, and they don't want to. It's been said that maybe they can't. You can't help black people. You know why you can't help them? Because then they won't depend on you anymore. If you help them, then they might say, hey, well, what do we need to, try to chase that carrot? We actually helped them close the wealth gap and all of that. Right. And don't you think that a lot of the black misleadership should spend a lot of time talking about black folks learning how to be self-sufficient again, like we were there in this picture of Villa Lararo, Madam C.J. Walker, like all the 1,200 black towns that we had. Teach them that, give them resources so they can build their own communities. They won't do that. They need us to be dependent upon them because that's how they stay in office, which is why this map, the Voting Rights Act thing is a very interesting conversation if you really just stop and think about it long enough. Judy, what's going on? So they don't care. They can straddle between here and there. He says we can't, therefore they would be in charge of our lifestyle. Yeah. Let's see, Lady Day, how you doing? Says I hope Trump do something. Yeah, Trump's got a lot going on, like in the Middle East with Iran, to start with. Michael, how you doing? Says, if this ever allowed to happen, the United States as a country will cease to exist. Well, the Democrats, they're trying very hard to make it a reality. And it's been said that they're really trying to, especially replace Black American vote or get another class of voters by trying to ramrod this stuff through, because that's what that is. All the things that he could think of in Los Angeles, he wants to try to get illegal immigrants the right to vote. All the things they got going on there, and that's what you want to fight for? Just Reason, how you doing? Says, right, they are white for census purposes. Our votes are whited out and counseled by white Mexicans and white Hispanics. Yeah, a lot of them do classify themselves as white. I told you I used to work for the census, and a lot of them would say, yeah, we're white. Okay. Because I couldn't tell them they weren't, I'm just saying, how you doing? It says, if you're not an American citizen, you don't get the right to vote. Well, if they pass laws and ordinances to say that they do, I'm just saying, which is why it is important for us to show up to state and local level elections so we can say, oh, hell no, I'm voting against that, because that would have to go on the ballot and the voters could vote on it, which I don't see Angelinos voting to pass that. But it is said, I think, that there's about 40% Hispanics, not saying that they're all on board with that, in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken, give or take, Sunflower, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Deborah, what's going on with you? Says, no. They have planned to take California, especially LA. Take it back is the plan. That's the plan. It's always been a plan. My father told me that years and years and decades ago, that their plan is to overpopulate, if that's a thing, and take it back. And here we are. But you know what they tell us to do? When I say they, I'm talking about the Black misleadership. They say, if you don't want your baby, go over there. Planned Parenthood, they take care of it. That's a message that they, in a sense, it's part of the eugenics, right? Study eugenics. The Negro Project, that was for us. It was like, oh, after slavery, well, we can't really do what we want to do to them like we want to do it to them. So how about we try to get rid of them? Then when that kind of didn't work, kind of maybe at the same time as well, now that I think about it, they had all these, Jim Crow and the black codes and convict leasing and things like that. They found a way to put us, back in bondage. And some argue that convict leasing program, I don't have time to get into it here, but right now, rather, was worse than slavery in some cases. They say inmates that were leased out to these corporations from the prison did not live long because the brutality that they experienced was so severe. This was after slavery, right? Anyway, let's see who else is on here. First class citizen, what's going on with you? Says Hitflix, how you doing? Says, so they break the law and get to the right to vote. I break the law and I can't vote. You got that right, Jack. I know your name ain't Jack, but I'm just saying. Christopher, how you doing? Says, keep doing real Black American media news, work coverage daily. Well, I appreciate that. And you keep on coming back and I will keep on doing it. What you say, Albie Chill, about that man? Leonard, what's going on with you? Says illegals can't get deported deported fast enough. Well, that's what Trump is trying to do. Haven't heard a lot about it lately. Right. So that's why I say, so what are these Democrats talking about? We need ICE reform. It's like you don't even hear nothing about it anymore. I wonder why. Y'all notice that? You hardly, but then I don't watch a lot of TV and things like that. So maybe I'm just missing it. But I don't hear a lot about the ICE raids and things like that anymore. What happened to them? Really on both sides, the Republican and the Democrat. Something tells me that a lot of those corporations went to Trump and said, listen, I get it, but I ain't got nobody to plow the fields anymore. Them black people ain't going to do it. It's like, you're damn right we ain't going to do it. I'd do it if you pay me $30 an hour. I'll be out there. I would. As I say, you ain't going to keep me there, though. But ain't nobody going to be doing it for no $3 an hour. You crazy. Mama Deb, where have you been? I hope you're doing well. Says Black Angelinos are on Skid Row. Come on now, coming out of sewers. Look it up. They were sleeping in the sewer. And then Karen says, oh, it breaks my heart. Skipping down. Michael, did I say hi to you? If not, hello. It says Karen Vasquez, you crazy. Typical do-nothing Democrat. Ashley, what's going on? He says, you're speaking the truth. Well, I thank you for that. Thank you. But Queen, I know I ain't got no sense. None at all. Sister Shirley, how are you, Primo? What's going on with you? You say, stop the cat, bro. I think you was talking about a video that I played. Okay. First, Enoch says, stolen from their land. Yeah, y'all talking about Isaac Bryan. That's how far behind I am. But yeah, he was talking about, oh, they were stolen. Like, shut up. I really hope he does not get back in office. I really don't. He runs around the marathon, the marathon burger, Nipsey Hussle and his brother Sam, RIP to Nipsey, but their establishment, the marathon continues and all this other stuff. But he really is, in my opinion, more for illegal immigration than he is black folks, right? Just a typical, just cause playing, black leadership. Yeah, Sister Shirley, I hope it doesn't pass either. It remains to be seen. Truth is, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Pay me. What's going on? It says misrepresentation. That's what they are. Renz, hope you're having a great day. Julian, what's going on? Respect to you as well. Mo Better, what's going on? You know what? I was listening to that soundtrack this morning as I was getting ready. It's one of my favorite movies. Mo Better Blues. Yes, it is. But I hope you're having a great day. Yes, truth is, bald head sucker. Adolph, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Buckhorse, how you doing? What you laughing at? Y'all don't make me start laughing, because once I start laughing, sometimes it's hard for me to stop. Roll the Fonz, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yes, Albie Chelsea. I love when people know about Edward L. Bernays. Y'all look him up. Edward L. Bernays. He was considered one of the modern fathers of public relations, right? Public or spin. He turned us into consumers, and his uncle was Sigmund Freud, the psychologist, if you will. And together they figured out how to move us from a needs-based society to a want, which is why you have a lot of people buying all that they want while begging for what they need. Because back in the day, it was like, I got one dress. Why do I need 30? And it's like, because she, the movie star, she has 30 dresses. Don't you want to be like her? And you're like, maybe I do. So yeah. Edward, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Grand rising to you. Big E, what's up? He says, but they can't vote where they are from. Yeah, you would think they would go back there and vote, but nah, they come. I'm telling y'all, and I know I'm behind in the comments, but they heard there was a place, a land far away in Oz where you could go and the Wiz would help you get everything you want. Right? America's like the land of Oz, where you need a heart. I know a man. You need a brain? I know a man. You need an Angelino card? I know a lady. Oz, that's where we live. It's just not Oz for you. You like one of the Lollipop Guild kids, you know? That's all you get to do. Lady Lioness, how you doing? Grand rising to you as well. Izzo, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Gaga, hope you're doing well. It says black seats that they played with. Yeah, now they got to actually get it out the mud. So sad for them. Not really. Darnell, how you doing? So the Democrats think everybody's stupid. Well, have we kind of been acting that way? Maybe just a little. You know what I mean? My mom used to say back in the day, when you see a fool or something like that, I always mess it up, bump his head, right? And I was in a sense say, well, if they're going to continue to let me use them, then they don't know the difference. I'll just pretend like I like them, but I'm going to continue to use them, you know? So, yeah. Tyrone, I hope you're doing well. He says, we still have freedom of speech. Do we? Mad Dog, how are you? Black Butterflies, what's going on? Says annoyed black lady told them they whitewashed black ancestry, and that's probably something else. Ben Bark, what's going on? Says the only crazy thing here is the black voters, and we got to uncrazy ourselves. Mac, how you doing? Says correct. What do we get? You get a kick in the tailbone. You like that? I've been kicked in the tailbone before, and that hurts. I would never. I'd rather almost go through childbirth. I only did it once. Again, then I get kicked in the tailbone. The pain is, anyway. Texas Barabbas, how you doing? Says it's over for FBA. You are now the permanent underclass minority, and 2,000 Latinos outnumbered FBA. Then Democrats open borders to finish the job. Democrats don't need you anymore. It's sad and wrong and very wrong. Yeah. I think we can help undo it. There's some things that we could do. For one thing, we could get our communities together, up United Nation, accomplish what you will, do for self, practice group economics. It is not too late, right? Stop voting irresponsibly, because now we see what voting has done. We've helped everybody else get to that point, right? To usurp us in population, political say-so, and a whole host of other things. But we could stop doing that right now. But see, you got your Democrat shills and people like that, they're crashing out. Isaac Hayes the third is like, that's another bald head sucker. We don't hear nothing from you. Like I said, I listen to your daddy. Okay. Walk on by, but I'm not going to listen to you. They crashing out. Y'all better. Shut up. Okay. Honestly. Tony's opinion. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Jim, how you doing? Says, we are sorry for your ears. I do it for y'all. Okay. I listen to the meetings and the press conferences for y'all. But I was sitting up on the couch like, it was we will not, and we will, then we're gonna keep on it. And Hakeem Jeffries was, I was like, is he still with us? He's just standing back there literally. And I was like, what's going through his head? Is he like, I got to get up here and pretend that I can? I don't know. It was just so weird. But yeah, I do it for y'all. That's because I love y'all. I do it so y'all don't have to. But you should do it, so you can not just take my word for it, right? Miguel, how you doing? Says, notice the Democrats were awfully quiet during the Ashley Gonzalez situation, and they still quiet. And they were quiet during Representative Jayapal, who said she wanted, when we get the gavel back, we being the Democrats, We're going to get reparations for illegal immigrants due to the trauma that they've experienced due to Trump and ICE. They ain't said a word. I wonder why. All right, let me go down. Mad Train, what's going on? Says, don't get mad. I told you the truth. FBAs are the most, well, I don't know if Black Americans are the most ignorant. We're just kind of, we've been asleep. How about that? We've been asleep. But oh boy, we are waking up. Fife, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. I see that I'm running out of time. Where does the time go? Y'all know I could probably be on here 2 hours if y'all let me, but I'm not going to do that. That's just way too much talking. But I'll be back here tomorrow. Tito, how you doing? The Native Talk, what's going on? That is Miss Robin Renee Way. Says, the white party in South Africa does the same with Cape Town. The white party gets all the illegal Germans, Polish, and UK immigrants to vote for them in exchange for residency papers. Yeah. Especially y'all in South Africa. Now, when I say y'all, I'm not talking about you, Renee Way. I'm talking about the other people. Y'all got to stop doing that. Y'all are the majority. Y'all let the white folks get the majority of the money and the say so. Hell no. If Black, I'm telling you right now, Black Americans were the majority here, do you know the way we would turn up? Y'all know the way we would turn up in this country. Every time I'm on here, my phone, people want to text me. They don't want nothing. Anyway, Miss Shantae, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you say Mexican appearance. Okay. D-Mac, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jack, hope you're doing well. So listen, I'm not going to beat the clock, okay? I'm not. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, which wasn't far. Lavicia, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. It says, it's Luke, and they're daring us to get off the plantation. You talking about Uncle Luke? Ain't he running for something in Florida? Talking about don't stop, get it. I used to listen to Luke back in the day. I ain't gonna lie to kick it. I listened to him on the treadmill. I can't tell you which song I listened to. It's really disrespectful. But, like when I'm on the treadmill, I got to really, think back to the days when I was younger and I wasn't doing none of the stuff that them women was doing. Let me shut up. I'm talking too much, revealing a little bit too much. But yeah, he's running for political office. Good luck. If the people want Uncle Luke, then they want Uncle Luke. But he's a shield. Why would you want more shilling? At first, he was trying to, giving Kamala Harris a run for her money. And then apparently he bought in. And he was like, I like Kamala. If you don't get out there and vote for Kamala, there's something wrong with you. Oh, Kamala's out. Man, how much did it take? How many did you get? 30 pieces of silver? 35? How many pieces of silver did you get, man? Because it was just like 180, right? In fact, I do like Kamala. I was wrong all about Kamala. She ain't locked Black people up. She y'all do what y'all want to do with that, okay? Because one time he told you Kamala, check her paperwork and all this, and now he loves her. Sounds like he's lukewarm to me. Anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time right here. I got another interesting conversation to have with y'all. And of course, you can join me on my channel, 5 p.m. Central Time on the Demetra Kaye Show, YouTube, and Facebook. In the meantime, y'all have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.